Hello everyone. Welcome back. So, if you were with me last time, we started our endeavors, finishing up the. We had finished up the last little bit of our story chunk with Wind Waker. We got a sages saved, and we started going through island by island to go do the numerous side quests, treasure hunting, treasure chart finding, all that fun stuff. So today we're gonna do a little bit of a longer stream, given the fact that I did kind of rob you guys. I mean, stream started late. I cut it a little bit short. I said I was going to do a longer stream, so I owe you guys a longer stream, and I'm going to give that to you. Hello, Pink. Good to see you in chat. But yeah, let's get back into it because if you saw the last stream and saw how long it took to get us through maybe a dozen islands, maybe even half of that, we could be here a while. So buckle up, strap in, get ready for the long haul because we have a lot of islands to find, a lot of islands to search, and a lot of treasure that's gone missing. So let's see if we can't get this little sped up, shall we? No point in waiting around now. There's so much to do. Alright. But hope you guys have been enjoying the gameplay thus far, or at least the story at this point, because we finished most of the story up to this point. Again, we won't really go into the story chunk until after we get down back to ancient Hyrule. So there is still quite a bit of time. But if you remember last time, we started off, or ended the part, just over here. So there's a couple things we're going to do here while we're at Nightfall. We have a couple of quests. We'll start. If you guys remember our rich girl, Mila, I think it was? Alright, excuse us for trying to be friendly. And where is she running off to? Here comes our, I believe, second stalling section. We did that stealthing section specifically for Secret Fortress. Now we're going to be doing this again because she has something that we need. Well, need is up in the air. We could easily finish the rest of the game with what we have, but given that most of the end game stuff is... I have a floof in the window here. As long as she is in the window, not on the window, I think it's going to be fine. Although those of you that have pets will understand the fact of windows with pets can be dangerous. I'm sure there's many of those that can relate to that same concept. I need to ensure I'm not going to get caught here. Ooh. Don't know how he's able to replicate that cat noise. And in some cases I probably don't want to know. That ain't no cat, it sounded like more like a baby crying. Yeah, I don't know how Link knows that, and for one, I don't want to know how he has that practice. Excuse me? Hands off the safe. Well, what I want is to know why you were going into the safe. I imagine we did scare you. No, we are not that. An ally of justice we are. Yes. She's not a thief. And then admits that she's going to thieve something. No. The yet is not very convincing. No, it's not. I'll at least hear you out. Yeah, you used to be the debutante of the city. Or town, I guess. Yeah, she was the pretty princess before everything happened. It is pretty bad. Yeah, it went from the polar opposites. Yes, I do understand. No. Because I'm an honest person. Yeah, another empty bottle. I think there should be one more, I think, down in the lower sectors of the map, so I think we have to go through one more sub before we can get the next bottle. That is one of the side quests, at least. Alright, alright. Cheesiest things. Yeah. Off she goes. Alright, well that is one thing we can do here at night. Now we have probably one of the harder ones to do. Well, we have the letter quest. Yeah, we have that. That'll be done more likely in the day. But we have... Oh. Anyone that remembers the auction or knows anything about an auction, it can go really quickly and be really aggressive. Now, if I remember correctly, there is... I think 3 items? Maybe there's 2. There's treasure charts, and there's a heart piece. I forget all that we get here. Again, I played the randomizer of this for a while, and I had to sit there and weave through 1,000 different choices. Yes, we've done the auction before. Well, I have. I don't know about you guys. We got a bid. We got to keep it on our. We got to keep the direction towards us so we can get whatever reward is on the plate. All right, what is first? Right off the bat with the piece of heart. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be marketed at what, 210? That is cheap for a piece of art. So the idea here is usually wait till like the end of the auction for it to push through. Because otherwise you push the entrance too quickly. I heard my own sneeze on the mic. Goes to show you got powerful sneezes there, Pink. Also goes to show I think my microphone is rather strong in its ability to pick sounds from separate rooms. Garrickson with 99 rupees. Linda with 109. also just revamp the game speed and just make this incredibly fast. But I think only each auction only lasts like I think a minute. I'm gonna bank at least like 200 for this. There's 30 seconds. Waiting for the 10-second marker. So there's 10 seconds. I won't bid probably till the 5-second marker. There it is. Now to break everyone's brain. Let's do 230. Stun locks everyone, I think, for 5 seconds or 10 seconds. There it is. Alright, 230s. Not that bad. And that completes a full piece of heart. Or a full heart container. Thank you very much. Alright, so now we reset the banter. I don't remember if there's 2 charts or there's just 1 that we can buy here. Because the idea is I want to basically just re-roll it until I get nothing but I think like joy pendants or something else. Alright, we go in again with the auction. I think it's mostly the similar people. If anything, a couple of people swap out between auction choices. Treasure chart. See, we started at 80 with the piece of heart. Where does this... Is a chart really worth that little? Or am I just losing my mind here? I guess to be fair to these, I guess to be fair to everybody else here, they probably won't use it as effectively as I would. But still, 5 rupees for a treasure chart? That just seems like robbery. Especially since that could be like, a piece of heart means more life, treasure chart means very little to these people, shrug. I know, that's fair. That's another question, I think. Given the fact that we use pieces of heart to expand our own life force, what would the pieces of heart do for these people? Would it work the same way as it does for us? Or would it just be nothing more than like a giant shiny rock with a heart in the middle? Again, maybe I'm just overthinking the gameplay and asking too many questions. There's no point in adding logic to this. Okay, there's the 30 seconds. Put it to halfway, the 30. Classic. Well, apparently what was 5 rupees is now worth a lot more. Let's do 160. Alright, not too bad. I think of all that we get afterwards, something with joy pendants, I think we're better off just searching elsewhere. But I believe there's only those 2 drops. At least that comes to mind, anyways. I apologize for that. Last time I did this, I think it was Tuesday, I think I sneezed directly into the mic, and I think I actually ended up peeking it on the audio track. I mean, I have strong sneezes as it is, but I've heard people sound like shotgun blasts when they sneeze. But I digress. Alright, what is it this time? Joy pendant. Now, what could this be worth, I wondered? 40 rupees isn't that bad. But I think with only the chart and the piece of heart, I think we'll just bow out. So... yes, please. Thank you much. Okay. What else can we do at night? Do we have enough? We do. Let's get the cabana deed now. We can also set up, like Pete was talking about earlier, the infamous mail quest that we have to do with Maggie. Can I give these to you? That's not what I wanted to do. Miss Muddy. I think I have to wait to do that until the morning. So we'll have to pick up the song that we get here as well to turn. Basically this game's Sun Song. But let's go play a game of Battleship, shall we? Or Battle Squid. I don't know what it's called. I forget what it's called here. We're also going to do this. Take a free 30 coins. Now, we're going to have the luck and get not one, but both of the 10 rupees. Alright. Ahem. Admiral Dovalsky? I think. Deadly Squid. Squid groups. Yep, this is basically Battleship. 24 cannonballs. 4 on the large, 3 on the medium, 2 on the small ones. Yes, sir. So we have to not only beat the game, but also get a lower number output of the cannonballs used. How many times do you think it's going to take us to get this? That was fast. Okay, good start. That's a really good start. Has anyone gotten this lucky and got it the first time? Someone say something. That does not happen very often. This is gonna be turned into a short. I know it. One and done. Okay. Wow. I've played this game probably half a dozen times. That never happens on the first run. Jeez. Alright, well, it saves us the trip like 6 different times. Alright, 2 and 1. Thank you, sir. Has anyone else had that luck? Someone say something, because that is very rare for me to ever get that lucky. At least like that, anyways. Alright, we need to do this first. Okay. We also gotta do the windmill. It's around here. Yes. And ladder. Let the windmill spin. Nice. Fun. Alright, so back in. Let's go back in. Yeah, alright. Up into the gondola. That's not what I wanted to have happen. Alright, we go back up again because we missed getting into the seat. Alright, we try again. Third time? Okay. So what we need to do is we need to light the lighthouse here. Okay, we get the same luck we did with the battleship. One can only hope. Not even close. All right. My aim is off today. Going around in circles. Got it.
Nice.
Perfect. We'll come back to that later. Because what we want first... I guess the question is, can I even get in that door? Because this only gets opened if you have the Pictobox. I don't remember if you can open it at night. No, you can't. Okay. Can I make it from here with only this much magic? One way to find out. Let's see if I can do it. Nice. Sweet. All right. Yeah, like I said in the previous part, there's a lot of stuff to do here at Windfall before we even leave, so hopefully the rest of the islands are a little bit shorter. I think we can skip some. I think the reefs are probably the most time-consuming. Because of all the cannons and the gunships. Not to mention also picking up the reward itself. Which, depending on how well you do on the first run, could be even more tedious. So taut. Charismatic dancer extraordinaire. Song of Passing. Just as you can dance the directions does not mean you have the power to change night to day and vice versa. Alright, let's go talk to Maggie. sir. Postman. So yeah, at the beginning of the game, he used to be in a position that Ilya's father was, asking for money for patronage. But this is Maggie now. Yep, we have our little love letter.
Mo.
Man, woman fell in love with a moblin. Alright, let's play the postman role here. Postbox. I'm not going to read it. I have some decency. A free chest. With 20 rupees in it. To the post box. Maggie sounds so love-struck like a teen. I mean, think about it. When you get... Those of you that are in... Never mind. I imagine those of you watching probably understand what it means to be the love-struck teen. You've probably been in that position. I'm thinking all of us have had it at least once in our life. Ka-ching. Nice. 5 rupees postage. Thank you, sir. I'm playing to the mailbox. Gives me Disney Chapter Original Movie female lead. Yeah, that's probably accurate on that context and comparison. Now, let's go back and deal with the postman vibe. We'll also need to take care of putting the flowers around town, the killer bees, and then we have to get the cabana deed from Miss Marie, the school teacher. Oh, an old friend. What does this man have against the birdman? About that. Man won't talk to the postman, but he'll talk to me. So we'll be the middleman in this context point. Sir? He would? Of course. I mean, I did set her up to get the letter signed anyways. It's got a stink to it. Yes, I can take care of it. Thank you, sir. I will take care of it. Don't you worry. Don't go off. There we go. Excuse me, miss. Letter. Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it.
Nope, I'm not saying it.
Bad rom-com trope. Well, we got a piece of art at the end of it all then. She could be riding Cloud 9 for who knows how long. Alright, let's go play hide and seek then. Yeah, let's do the hide and seek one. Let's help out the... What's up? Miss Birdie with the killer bees. We'll go plant flowers and then we'll move on to Spectacle Island. I think it's our next stop. Yup. Ivan. Alright, let's have a chat then. This group of four. Country Rube? You. Okay. Alright, you're on. Challenge it is. Combination of both hide and seek and tag. Spread out. Alright, let's go find this one first. Hi. The kids in the frickin' Naruto run. I don't know if that was the intention, but it certainly seems like it. Tag. There's two. How did he even get up there? I think Ivan is probably the only one of the four who actually runs somewhat normally, at least from a visual perspective.
But I digress.
Ow.
So I run headfirst into a wall.
Tag. Alright, now where is our fourth? I believe they're back here. Yeah. Oh, they're right there.
And of course I fumble.
Hard left. Do they just all run with their arms behind them like that? Ow. Come back here. No, Anton. I am playing tag. Alright, 4 for 4. Another piece of heart. Very nice. I think we completed 2 hearts just here alone.
Alright, let's go apologize.
Man couldn't say it to her face, who's gonna have us say it.
Yeah.
Spare change is 50 rupees.
That's a lot for spare change.
Can I give these to you now? No, I can't. Okay. I will hand off those joy pendants. That much I do promise. Oh, here's the quartet. I have almost 200 miss. 200,000 miss. I have... Anyone that understands resource grinding will know how valuable that can be, depending on how it's used. Or that just shows how much time you actually have into it. Joy pendants. I got this. I got enough pens. I think I can give her the gift and get the deed. This is for the completed DLC. I don't need this mist for anything but the ancient machines and crafting at the time bending table. Hey, there's a purpose to it at least. Jewelry. If we give her the 1, we can give her the 20 more. Yes, just a lot. Hey, I mean, there's a purpose to it at least. It's a resource that's valuable in some cases, so. Now, about the 20 of these. 20. Yeah. Very nice. We will need the cabana deed for later. Da-da-da-da. She did the thing. So is it fair to say she basically gave us an island to ourselves? Is that what happened?
Yep.
If only it was that easy to pick up an entire island and a house on our own by ourselves. I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of people would do that on their own, and they would just buy it outright. I mean, but also that means you have to do the entirety of the maintenance by yourself. Sir. I have to have every bag. Okay. It's a general store. So yeah, this is also part of a longer trading quest for the Merchant's Oath. I'm gonna probably skip getting this one, because going about through all the islands for getting one piece of heart might be a little bit much. Even though I could also get the magic armor from this, but I'm just gonna pick up enough flowers that can do a decoration of the island and get a piece of heart that way. Like I said earlier, I think there's, or in the previous part, there are some side quests I'm probably just gonna skip entirely. This being one of them. Now, back to this. Can I buy more than just the 3? Right. It's a little bit annoying, I can only get 3 at a time. Nope. No, do not throw it away. Post. 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 I think I'm gonna be safe and do 12. Or maybe I'll start with 9 and see what that gets me. I don't remember the exact number. But the guy over by the bench where we started planting those flowers is the guy we need to talk to about the island's happiness levels. And the more flowers we place, the better rating we get. But I don't remember how many we need. I feel like 9 or 12. 9 to 12 is a good number. So we'll see what it goes. Plop. Let's start with 9. More flowers, sir. Thank you. Let's get one more somewhere. Either we gotta fill them all, or we just gotta fill just enough. Joy pedestals. Alright, not quite enough yet. Let's get another 3. More flowers to plant and place. I may have to place them all. Let's see. Check. Yep. Alright. Alright. It is 15 flowers. They are pretty flowers, though. They are relatively simplistic style flowers, but they are pretty. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't have to be a complicated flower to be pretty. I don't know what I just heard, but I hope it was a good thing. Because all I heard over my headphones was just a sound of psh. It was ice in the sink. I checked the lemonade ice. Okay. All I heard through my headphones was just psh. That probably sounded really nice over the mic. Both the sound and me. Okay, yeah. Not the piece of heart. Yeah, we've been on stream for an hour. All we've done is Windfall. So I hope you guys are ready for what's going to be the long haul of
The latter half of the game.
Dang, Windfall is a long list. That's also just the ones we want, at least I want to do, because they're still getting, like we mentioned earlier, it is, there's, I think, 3 or 4 quests you can do with the Deluxe Picto Box, so you can get stuff with the whole quest to get the Deluxe Picto Box. There is Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I just want to get the ones I wanted to do, because I don't want to spend an entire 3 hours of this game doing nothing but Windfall's quests. I like the game, but I also want to go do the other islands. But I mean, those of you that are completionists understand the whole
Montreal that as well.
I mean, that's a good question. What is the speed run for 100%ing this game? Because that is every side quest, every mini game, every treasure drop, and all of the collectibles. Which, to be frank, is quite a bit. Because every island has something to pick up, whether it's a chest, a treasure drop, or something. So there's a significant number of things. Oh wait, no, the fourth bottle is the special ship shop, or shop ship. I dare all of you to say Beatles special shop ship 10 times fast or 5 times fast without sputtering over your words. Saying it once is already hard enough. Alright. Look familiar to anybody? At least the individual on the bottom left of that portrait. Alright, so let's sink some sheeps. Nice. Little high. Still too far. Ooh, got it. One cannonball left. Piece of heart, thank you very much. Alright, one more. Alright, we do it again. Okay, where is this line now? Just where it is. Was the long one. Let's do 23 for the short one. Nice. Let's do 49. was too far. 44. Oh, it's just short. 49. Last one, please. Nice. Pretty good. Yeah, we did the thing again. Thank you very much. Alright. Good to go. Let's see. I think we could skip directly to Four-Eyed. Also that we knocked out Cyclops, we can skip having to worry about a giant typhoon tornado.
And mother and child.
There's the reef. I think I'll save the Beetle's special shop ship for the return pass, because we're gonna need money if we're gonna buy the items that he has on his ship. Because they'd be expensive. I think I'll pick up probably the bottle. No, I need to pick up the chart. So we're gonna start salvaging stuff in the interim anyways. So I can build up the credits back with each drop. So then I can buy it all back. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go pick up the chart if I can. And save the money for the piece of heart and the bottle. So I think the piece of heart and the bottle are like 900, 950 a piece. And then the chart I think is like 500 something. Alright, we have the reefs. Now, this could be... Again, there's always going to be tedious parts of each of these games. Ow! As I get shot from the side. There we go. Alright, nice. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad at all. We will, however, have to change the direction of the wind. We're going to fly over and grab the item in question. So I think the thing with majority of the reefs is that, of course, there'd be a sunken treasure in each one, but each of the reefs, I think, give a specific, like, secondary chart. So, like, some give, like, I think there's a piece of heart style chart for both the islands and for the sunken stuff, for the sea. There is, I think, a grotto's chest, like the light rings, like those rings as well for drops. There's, I think, an octo chart, and oh, there's one more. Oh, and no, the Tingle chart gives the fairies, which is interesting. Oh, and the ghost ship. Because we still have to go after the ghost ship to get one of the Triforce charts. But that's also either random without the chart, or you can get lucky and just get onto it if it shows up whenever you're by. Because it only shows up at one of, I think, 8 or 9 different locations. But it's also the same case of each phase of the moon changes where it goes. So gonna get nailed down to the right location can be tricky. But, like I said, you could just get lucky. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have looked at my magic meter before I jumped. That probably would have been a smart idea for me to do. Before, instead of going through all that effort just to end up going around again. Now I have to do the whole walk of shame to go all the way back around again. Let's try this again. And actually get across this time. Plop. Alright, now we go south. Which I think I want to go west. Or east. Jeez. The directions in this game play with your coordination relatively easily. Let's go southeast. Because we need to go south anyways. We need to go back the other direction. So we're about 2.5 hours between this part and last into clearing the entirety of the board. And we're only just getting into row 3. So I think it's fair to say we're going to be on this for a hot minute. But I mean, if you enjoy the game, you enjoy the the background ambiance. You learn to find the subtleties. This is gonna take forever.
I'm gonna need some cane to tide me over.
Like I said in the previous part, I'm not expecting you guys to want to watch all of the tedious nature between doing this, and then we have to go back around a second time to do... You know, I may... Because that begs the question, it's like, I am debating whether I do this in one part and just do like a sped up cut of me going through all the areas and getting the sunken treasure. Or I just do it all on stream. But I mean, we're already going around each of the islands anyways, we might as well do another part.
So,
I feel like one stream to just do all the sunken chests is going to take a lot longer, or a lot less, than it will be to actually grab each of the charts and treasures and such. But I'll leave that to you guys. If you want to watch all the interim, then
that's fine. But if not, then
I'll just do it off stream. I believe this is our bow upgrade. Or one of two, I think. Or quiver upgrade. So let's stop over here. Clear out the outpost. Then we'll go over to Rock Spire. But I'm also not stopping you guys from going and getting snacks. Because like I said before, strap in because it's going to be a lot. Can I just say one of my favorite updates since started playing Greatfish Valley is the fact that we can now glide with our wings. I can fly. Someone is embracing the inner fairy within. Tinkerbell's wings are Maleficent. I mean, you can embrace both the dragon and the fairy side of yourself, so it works out in the end, doesn't it? I don't remember if there's cannons on this spot, so anyways. I think there is. I don't think I get anything for getting the cannons. I will keep the bombs out, though. Yeah, okay. let's stop in here first. Can I... Okay, I gotta go around the boat. Around the ship. Get on this side. Yeah, so the bottle and the piece of art I think I'll have to come back for. 500 rupees for this. 950 for this. 900.
Bye.
Alright, I will have to come back. I'm a few coins short. Coins. Jeez, my brain has been having a motive today. I've also been playing a lot of Mario games in the recent day-to-day. So, I think I have coins and various currency on the brain. Alright. Let me get out of the ship. And the question is, can I get 50 rupees in the interim? Or 50 rupees-ish. Hey. Rock. The Blue Chew Jelly. I think we need 15 of those if we're going to get any kind of blue potion composition. So, because of course. Let's hope I can get this. So many keys. And too little patience. I mean, what's more annoying, the Horde of Keys or the Horde of Miblins? I feel like Miblins win in annoyance over the Keys, in my opinion. But I digress. Treasure chart, treasure chart. I may just end up picking up that one shard on the next return trip, so. I will just pick it up in passing. Or depending on what I get here, over at these. Because I could also change if I end up going back or not. Because I just want to get the ship chart, or the treasure chart. And then I can grab the piece of heart and the bottle on the return pass. Because I know I only have to worry about packing. Hold on. Hold on. Now, I'm sure many of you are looking at me wondering why the heck he's using a boomerang for the cannons. Just trust me, it'll work. You know, in fairness, I'm not playing the randomizer. Because in the randomizer logic, you can actually set it to register that the boomerangs can actually blow up the cannons on these turrets. And one more. There it is. We have to do the ones over here now. Ah! I was doing something. Ow. Darn the Tornadus. Thank you. Alright, let's take these back. Maybe we can get enough, we can get the 900 rupees that we need for the charts and not the original backing. That would be cool. Very nice. Alright, we got 20 rupees. Alright, now we go this way. Into the wind. There we go. Because I got rid of the cannons beforehand. Not only do I get the treasure, but I also don't get shot down and knocked out of the sky. Off the side. we go. Now we can go back and get it. I'm changing the wind a lot today. Which in hindsight I am the Wind Waker, so it does make sense, but still. Can you imagine what other people on land are thinking when the wind is changing like 6 different directions in a matter of a few minutes? Golden feather. Not as helpful as I thought it would be. Oh yeah, and I think there's a trade quest as well for giving 20 gold feathers, I think, on Dragon Roost as well. So we'll also be skipping that. As you can tell, we're already past Dragon Roost. Back over this way we go. Wait for a few seconds, we're already back. Slow down, please, sir. I can only cruise at this speed. Stop, I say. Nope. You missed the barrels completely. Alright.
Thank you. Bye.
Alrighty, there we go. Alright, let's set this up. Although the benefit is, I think, some of these islands we can probably skip over given we've done everything we can on them. So some we can easily just jump past. I mean, the only thing we have to do with the Triangle Islands is pick up the treasure chest when we have pick up the sunken chests when we have them. Some of the Great Fairies we can skip. We've done those a couple of times already. I think there's one more for the bow and one more for the bomb upgrade. We picked up the ones both for money, or for the wallet size. Yeah, we're definitely going to need it. I'm definitely going to need some offline grinding for rupees. I mean, unless we can get 3,200, I think, before we get to Tingle on the next pass. But we also still have all of the
Remaining islands to do for drops and such.
I know there's an octo somewhere in this island region. Where are the seagulls? Go over this way. We can skip Tingle for now as well. I think the other thing we have to get here is the Octo. Where the seagulls are, though. Ow! Darn yo shark. Alright, I'm stopping. Go away. I'm gonna be searching for this Octo for a long while. At the rate I'm going, at least. I'm somewhere nearby it. I feel like I'm just gonna run right into it without even expecting it. Because the telltale sign is seagulls, as we saw at 7-star. That's not what I meant to do. Go back. Triangle. Alright, we're going back the other way then. I'm gonna find it. It is here on this island. Or at this island, rather. It's a matter of where. So I'm pretty sure this is one of the 12-eyed ones. It's near this place. At least it should be, for that matter. Ow. These sharks are relentless. Scanning the horizon. Making a dream snap and trying not to do the fails safe of taking in front of us. Hey, candy themed. There it is. Candy themed stuff is difficult. I mean, to be fair, when you have someone that is basically the sugar candy queen, it's hard not to just gravitate towards it. Also, I found it was almost on the basic extreme left corner of the island map. So I did find it, just took a lot longer than I thought it would. Got the wind back for a moment. These are 12-eyed. Some of these have to be stopping soon. Or at least going black. There we go. base, I think. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. We can skip the triangle. I think we can skip the eastern. I think we can go straight to Fire Mountain and do the outpost. So some of these will be a little bit easier because, again, there's not going to be like secret grottos or mini games or challenges in each island. So we might be able to do this, I think, one more part. Probably finishing up the remaining islands, just going for all the sunken treasure, and then once we have everything, going back to the Tower of the Gods and reforging the Triforce. Because I think that's all that really steps on our way between us and getting back to the old Hyrule. Giant Octo.
Or just bomb shooting Octoroks.
They're not the giant ones, but they're still big. Alright, so make a pit stop here. Quick stop in. Get on the... He struggles with ladders.
There we go.
Alright. That was not worth it in any way, shape, or form. Alright, is this blocked or is this open? Nope, we need to use the bombs for this one. I believe this is our next bomb bag upgrade. Bro, do you even lift? I'm sorry, I had to make that kind of a quip. I mean, listen, it was a gimmicky point.
Oh, man.
If I don't make a short out of that, I'm going to be really surprised. off to Fire Mountain. I think there's one more Octo here as well. And this will be one of our 8 eyed ones. Yep, over there. Plop. 2, 3, 4. Nice. 12 chests for the price of 1. 10 rupees. Alright. And gold feather. I think we also could sell our spoils at Beetle. I don't remember what he gives us for currency. I don't remember the exchange rate very well. I don't even think we have nearly enough to give. Well, we have some. But I feel like we're better off again just doing the island caves and drops and such. This is our first 8-eyed Octo. And there's 2 12s, there's 3 8s, and there's 1 4, which we've already taken care of the 4-eyed one. That one had our Magic Fairy. Or Magic Great Fairy, rather. Nice. Very nice. It's an orange rupee. I forgot what the 8 eyes one scam yet. Alright, this would be Starbelt? Starbelt Archipelago. there's only... I think it's just the outpost here. So this should be relatively easy. Yeah, it's just the outpost. Should is key in that context. Right. Up the ladder. Up the ladder. And place. Place. I mean, you stood there. And the red rupee. Nice. Did I get all of them? Let's see. 2, 3. Yes, okay. Outpost is cleared. Alright. Thorned. Eastern, we can skip. Tower of the Gods we'll have to go back to. Back-to-back 2 reefs, Greatfish, and 3 Eyed. We might only get probably this next road done in this part, so we'll see. Maybe we could do a lot in an hour. I mean, to be fair, we've done quite a bit already. Yeah, we finished off all of the 3 rows. At least the first 3. 4 rows left. Let's see. The rest of this shouldn't take us too long. I feel like it's mostly the levels with a lot of grottos and dungeons. I feel like those take us a lot longer than the other ones do. But we'll see where we're at on time when it comes to getting out of Tower of the Gods. I think there's only 1 or 2 chests left to pick up. We'll see. I could easily be wrong. When I'll be the first one, probably won't be the last at the same time, so. Back to the outpost in a second. I want to get the Great Ferry first. On the plus side, this is also the last Great Fairy for the game. We've gotten all the upgrades we can get with all the Great Fairies. We've got double magic meter, quiver upgrades now, the bomb bag upgrades, and the rupee bag upgrade. Pretty sure we have them all. Yeah. Alright, where is King of Redlands? Go back over here to the outpost. Or tower, I guess. Would you make this an outpost? I don't know what you would call it. Nice. There's one. Golden feather. Sorry. Thank you. Can I make it? Can I make it? Yes. But the spoils of those chests were not worth it. Most certainly not. Alright, so let's take this and back to the Tower of the Gods. I'm gonna make this easier on myself, and for the sake of time, I'm gonna skip Eastern Triangle Island because again, there's nothing there to pick up. But we'll have to come back for sunken treasure. I'm aware of the context of that. I know we have to come back with eight pieces of the Triforce of Courage. I get it. But we are doing other things in the interim. Now, one there, and that's it. Okay. We should be able to take care of this relatively quickly. not take us this long. We actually might be able to finish the entirety of this portion of the map. But do not quote me on that just yet. Probably should also put away the fire arrows. There we go. Chest. You could have just not done that to me. Man just said no. Excuse me, Automos. Thank you. Crossed. Can I get there? From here. Yes, I can. Sir, can you just stay put? Thank you. Thank you. Good day. Armonites. Great. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, I think I want to try to finish all of this next layer of the map before the end of the stream. And then it'll be prepped for the next part to finish up the remaining bit. I think honestly, just because I think it was honestly the slowdown was mostly from Windfall. Again, if you played the game, you know how many quests there are to do at that place. Everywhere else usually has just one drop, one grotto, and that's it. So, I think that was probably the only slowdown. To the neighboring reefs. Reefs, Greatfish Isle. That's it for the rest of the row. Depending on how we get past those, how fast we get past those reefs, we might be able to get a little bit more done. Yes, I know, I know. Stop reminding me. Let's see. 6, Cyclops, Greatfish, 3-eyed. I think the only stopping point would probably be at Stone Watcher, because that one could take us a while. Incessant nagging is not needed on your bajillionth playthrough. Isn't that a more true statement? Again, when you played the game 1,000 times as it is, hearing the same dialogue patterns, saying like, "Hey, you gotta wait for this. Hey, you gotta do this. Hey, you gotta do this." Like, yeah, I get it. You can disable the. That's one thing I think would be interesting. Like, imagining being able to disable the tutorials on older games, purely because you've played it enough that you can skip every tutorial, let alone the incessant amount of dialogue. I mean, it'd probably make it really easy, but I guess it also depends on how often you've actually played it, or if you need a refresher. But having that option, I do like that in the newer games, that you have the option to turn off those tutorials if you played it enough, but if you do need a refresher, you can reset them. So it is nice, but a lot of the older games don't have that tutelage. Pink, did the mic catch that? I'm more just curious now. Because it heard the sneeze.
No. Okay.
Just the comment of, not yet. I feel like that's an insinuation of it will happen at one point. There's definitely that kind of banter in that dialogue. Sub. I knew something was gonna pop out. Ouch! Because of course a bomb wouldn't explode a barrel like that. Too far-fetched and too simplistic. In and of its own right. Go. Nice. Another piece of heart is mine. Lovely. Alright, let's go back up and clear out the reef now. I'm just stubborn. I don't want to turn the wind around, even for a short trip. start the cruise. Now we have the bombardment to deal with. Ow. There's one. Almost had it. There we go. Drop that one. Too far. Nice. There's the other one. Slowly but surely. There it is. Is that not it? Is it back here? Yes, it is. Got it. Still one out there. I hear that sparkle. Yeah, the sparkle specifically is for the sunken ships or just random light rings. And those I think can give anywhere from like, I think 10 to 50 rupees a piece. Proud if I left got rid of the free look. There we go. Alrighty. Ow. Thanks for that. Alright, I got enough. This, I will be fine. But not much power. I should be able to make it the rest of the trip. How did... Oh, that's all. Okay. make it? Nope. Okay. Because of course it wasn't going to be that easy. I'm not going to drown before I get my way back there. Okay, almost there. Wow.
That would have been bad.
Oh, wait. I made this way complicated for myself. Just go from here. Alright. I thought I could fight against the wind.
My own fault.
I am not drowning.
I'm not doing that.
Alright, alright. I've been stubborn too many times. Thought I could cheapen it out and just go across.
Apparently the winds decided to say no.
Biff. Treasure chart. Let's change it again. Because we have to go against the winds again.
Or somewhat at least.
Back that way. Yeah, I think I should have enough time that I can finish probably the entirety of the last 3. And that'll set us up to do the bottom half, hopefully, all in the next part. Because what I have to do is just do the salvaging and the final part of the game, and we'll be done. Yeah, we should be able to get the rest of this done. Hopefully, all in one part. Yeah, we should be able to get the rest of that done. I think it's only because Windfall took us so much because of the side quests. I think everything else is relatively quick. Or at least it should be, rather. But, you know, things happen. Outpost over there we'll have to deal with. Ow. I got bashed in by a giant helicoptering pufferfish. Alright. Now, which angle do I have to get across this one? I think that is the next question. And do I have to fix the winds again just to get across? Alright, yeah, I think I have to go across from that side. So I will have the winds in the right spot for now. Should be fine. Yeah. We're gonna make it. Plop. No need to change the winds, we need to change the direction. You're just fine. Alright, we have 21 charts. There's what, 49 spaces? So we have half of the charts still to pick up at least. Maybe more. Alright, let's grab the outpost and not get run over by one of these giant sea hats. Which I never realized that's what these things are, these giant pea hats on this. Basically, they're... I mean, if you see, you know what the pea hat looks like, at least when it's on, like, the Forest Haven areas and whatnot. These are basically the same, just fish. And much, much bigger. So they're called sea hats. I don't know why that's the name they got for them, but that's what they're called. But I mean, helicopter pufferfish really doesn't roll off the tongue then, does it? Now, I bet you anything someone either is going to draw that or has already drawn it. If not, I want to see that somewhere. They look like pineapples in Ocarina, though wrong coloring here. See, the funny thing is, in Ocarina of Time, those are called pea hats. Those giant pineapples are pea hats. So, I mean, they share a very similar layout and makeup, but again, they're giant fish with propellers. So I don't get that one, but again, not my decision to make them what they are. See, I think we'll finish up by doing Greatfish and 3 Eyed Reef, and then we'll save up the rest, the last 3, for the final push. Yeah, the rest of this should not take nearly as long. I'm repeating myself a lot, I'm realizing. But at the same time, I mean, when you think out loud a lot, I feel like that happens more often than you think. Or than you expect. Alright, go on autopilot again. It happens far more often than people realize. Alright. Now, remembering correctly, yeah, I want over there. So, I'm gonna do this proper. Side note, I cannot believe Stamina Wheel for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom goes so far back. Did you forget Skyward Sword also has the Stamina Wheel? And that never gets upgraded as well. Skyward Sword was later than this one. So I think this is the first iteration of a stamina wheel when it comes to swimming. That being said, I feel like it's more of an air meter than it is a stamina bar, but again, that's just me. But that being said, at least Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom allow you to upgrade your stamina wheel and air meter. In Skyward Sword, you get the one bar, and that's it. That being said, you can get a potion that allows you to have it drain slower. So that does help. But I mean, when you're first starting out and learning about the stamina wheel, at least in Skyward Sword, it wasn't easy. I remember a handful of times that I would just... running out of stamina, especially when like in the middle of like a boss fight or a duel with like a really strong enemy, was always the worst. Especially if you were doing that on a hero mode when you took twice as much damage. Nah, not fun. But yeah, I think Wind Waker actually might be the first, or at least one of... I mean, are there any... Now you got me thinking. I don't know if there's any other references of a stamina wheel in the older Legend of Zelda games. I mean, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks had dizzy meters, but that was when you were using the Hurricane to spin, or spin attack so many times. I mean, in Majora's Mask, you also had a bit of a Goron. The Goron transformation for Majora's Mask had, using the magic meter, like a stamina bar. And if that ran out, you lost all of your spikes and all your momentum for your speed. So I guess technically Majora's Mask is one of the earlier iterations of a stamina. In a way, I guess. But maybe I'm overanalyzing the usage of that. Yeah, I guess it goes a lot farther back than I thought. I guess it also depends if you consider that transformation as a stamina bar function. Because technically, I mean, each of the Majora's Mask transformations, including the Fierce Deity one, all use some form of magic. Because the Deku Scrub uses the magic meter for the air bubbles. The Goron uses it for, of course, the speed and the endurance. The Zora uses it for, I think, the electric shield. And then, of course, Fierce Deity uses it specifically all for the beams that it shoots out of its double helix sword. So yeah, I guess considering that, I think Majora's Mask would be one of the first, or at least one of the earliest stamina bar usages. I could also be completely wrong. And if anybody knows there was an earlier reference of a stamina bar. I don't remember. If somebody knows that in the comments, say something. Comments, chat, either way. If somebody knows there's an earlier reference that's further back than Majora's Mask for stamina usage in some way, either the stamina bar or the magic meter,
Let me know, because I would be curious to know that answer.
one. Change the winds before I waste all of my time doing the walk of shame again. Did enough tonight. I don't want to repeat it again. Ow. Okay, so that means there's... Okay. So that leaves us the final 3 rows to complete, in accordance of just getting treasure charts, and all various goodies. Now that being said, if I don't get enough by the end of our... If I don't get enough rupees by the end of our trek all the way to the bottom corner, I'm going to do the offline grinding, get us to the maximized amount of rupees we could possibly can. That way we can then use those to then translate and decipher the Triforce charts, because again, that's the one thing about those charts, we have to decipher them to use them, which is a bit annoying, but they need to be done, and those are expensive, so. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and end the part here. So let me put that back. Good.
I'll get real close to the mic with this one.
Sorry. I had to do that once at least. But enough gab. So, until then, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm a little sad that we're getting close to the end of this game. It is a fun game. It's a great one, all things considered. And hope you guys have been enjoying it thus far. If you guys have, please give me a like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It helps me understand that you guys are enjoying the content and you guys are wanting to see more of it. Until then, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great night. And remember, the Void's always willing to listen to those who want to be heard. If you want to be heard, I'm willing to listen to you. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you next time.